Hey, Brian Stecker here again, certified personal trainer and baby boomer fitness expert, where today we talk about female fat loss over 40, the question and answers. The last few weeks we've had the female fat loss question answer for women over 50 and the male fat loss over 50. We only thought it would be appropriate to have female fat loss question and answer over the age of 40. If you notice, we all have our boomer swag on here. We've got the new summer trucker hats on. They're hot right now. I mean, we got a box of 50 in last week, and we've got a handful of them left. But we only thought it'd be appropriate to bust them out. So, ladies, thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Awesome. We could actually make this a podcast, too, so maybe it'll be a podcast soon. Who knows? All right, so I'll have one of the wonderful ladies over here read a question off, and we'll give you the best answer that we possibly can so you can keep getting great female fat loss over 40. All right.
So a question came up is, do you suggest keto for fat loss when it comes to dieting?
So, I've had a little bit of experience with keto.
You have a lot of experience with this as you're in a prep and you just got out of a keto phase. So,
yes.
Talk about the good, bad, and ugly of that.
Okay, so first I'll have to say that everybody is different. So, keto may work for some people and may not work for some others. I've done keto probably about a couple months ago and it worked for a little bit, and then I decided to do it again this last round, which I just ended on Friday because it was not working. And so in doing some of my research, because this has been a topic that I actually was interested in, it seems like if you are a little bit more heavier set when you begin with and maybe not as active, keto can actually be it can work really well. I think if you are more athletic, a little bit more in shape, I think it may not work as well. But that being said, I have some friends of mine who are very athletic and have done keto, and they don't necessarily lose weight, but they gain muscle and they lose inches. So the only thing I can say, because I'm not giving like a yes or no answer to this, is that try it. Just try it, try it for a few weeks and see if it works. I do know you do have to give it 2 to 3 weeks to really give it a chance, so to see if your body does go into ketosis and use fat.
With that, I did a video a couple weeks ago, my thoughts of keto and breaking down how to go on a keto diet. Adding to that, people who are a little heavier set that do start a keto diet, my opinion from what I've seen is it's a new diet. So you're going to have success losing the body weight with keto, because you're removing a whole food group. Like, you're removing carbs. Mm-hmm. So by removing, say, a slice of bread, for an example, it's 20 carbohydrates. So you've just eliminated, 80 calories from your diet just by eliminating a food group. So if you're eliminating all carbs, think of all the carbs that you've removed from your diet, and now you've just significantly lowered your calorie amount. Of course, you're going to lose weight. That's my thought on that. The other thing that you will have to realize, if you're doing a keto diet, you don't want to run east looking for a sunset if it's west, right? So you got to know that if you're in a keto diet and you're wanting performance, you're not going to get that either. Perry, this past 2 weeks, you were crying your whole workout. What?
I had no energy. I had no energy at all. Supposedly you're supposed to pull the fat in to help you, but no, I was dying.
The only thing that I found with keto that's not really affecting me is long, steady state cardio. Like, I can do long, steady state cardio on keto, but then you throw intervals in. I'll give you an example. I was doing a prep. I started my prep squatting 315 for 12 reps. I do full range squat all the way to floor, back up. By the end of my prep, I was in the final 2 weeks, full keto, 3 weeks into it. I'd go 3 weeks keto, I'd have some reload, keto again. But I could barely squat 225 pounds.
Right.
I felt like a man defeated. And to make matters worse, a man walked past the squat rack and he goes, "There's a woman in China warming up with your max right now." And I felt like that big. So realize, if you're going to do a keto diet, your performance is going to be hit. You're not going to get any maxes. Your energy level is going to be messed with. Your workouts are going to be grueling. It will give you results. If you're going to approach keto, like I talked about in my keto video, I do it for an outcome. A photo shoot, need to look good for a wedding, need to look good for doing a show, losing those last couple of pounds. It's a tool. it's a tool in the tool belt. Use it as that. You're looking for long-term sustainable health. There's no such thing as a bad food. So with that in mind, that's my thoughts of keto. Kelly, you want to throw anything in there?
Keto did not work for me at all. My body just did not work with the high amount of fats, and it affected my mood. I was in a horrible mood, very little energy for my workout. So for me, keto did not work. So I tried it for 2 weeks and just felt awful.
Yeah. Keto worked for me to lose those last bits, but I'm going to tell you what, I had the worst mood, so I wasn't there for my clients. I'm usually an upbeat, positive guy, and my workout performance was pathetic, and I thought I could counter that with sleep and caffeine. Those two things didn't work. So like, you realize that when you're going into this, you're going to try things to bring you to the other side for great results, and those things aren't going to work. You're just going to have to suck it up and fight through it. That's it. That's my thoughts on keto. Your guys' thoughts? Moving on.
Okay, question 2. How do you lose weight by eating right with a busy schedule?
Okay, well, I have a very busy schedule. I'm a
What's your
mom.
schedule look like?
My schedule? I'm a mom of 2 teenage boys, married for 22 years. I work full-time, work part-time as a personal trainer, so I'm constantly on the go. So what really helps me is meal prep. I plan my meals in advance. I do all my planning for the week on a Sunday. I make an event out of it, so I'll turn on some music, get my chicken out, get my rice out, my vegetables out, and I just go to town and prep and get my containers ready and portion everything out for the week.
And you can portion or, less restrictive, if you don't have maybe quite as busy schedule, you're not on the road a lot, is, cooking in bulk.
Right.
Just having things already prepared in the fridge so you can just throw some chicken, some vegetables, when you get home, if you're making dinner for your family, and just kind of warm things up so you don't have to worry about it. So it kind of shaves time off.
Absolutely.
Everything else you have to do.
The other thing with having busy schedules, you just gotta have a strategy. Like they said, they've got a strategy for meal prep, having your meals ready. It's a strategy of what are you gonna do the days you're busy. Like, where are you gonna work out? Like, you sometimes, if you're across town, you're gonna go to another. Where the other gym's gonna be. You're not. Oh man, today's done. I'm not working out. You find a strategy to get it done. So being prepared, having a plan, and prepping your food ahead of time. So, yeah. Who'd that question come from?
That came from Karen.
Karen. Thank you, Karen. Thank you for that question.
Next question is, how do you
lose weight?
How do you lose weight when you travel?
Okay, so that was from Marcy. So I kind of consider myself somewhat of an expert in this subject because I travel.
How many airline miles you have?
Lots. I've got like 800,000, I think, stacked up right now on Alaska, which is the best airline, not to plug them, but
we don't get paid by Alaska, but Alaska is absolutely the best. Thank you, Alaska,
Yes, Alaska.
We love
for upgrading me almost every time this past year. Thank you. But anyway, back to the travel.
Yes, but so not only do I travel in the car, which I think would be easier sometimes because it's easier to pack food, but I travel on a plane. And so really, honestly, it just comes down to planning and preparation. So when it comes to food, I will do the meal prep. I will pack a cooler. I have the ice packs. Sometimes if I'm gone for a longer period of time, I will order food from like Icon Meals or some of these other food prepping companies.
We don't get any sponsorship for them, so.
No. And they'll ship directly to the hotel, which is nice, on dry ice. So I do that. As far as losing weight, so that's like the food portion. For working out, I will call ahead of time and see where there's a gym near the hotel. If there's no gym nearby, I kind of see what the hotel has. The other thing I do, which is a great tip, is if you do want to go see a gym and you're out of town, a lot of times they'll charge an exorbitant amount for a day fee. Like I've paid up to like $40, $50 once, but ask the hotel you're staying at if they've got a special rate, because sometimes they can give you a special rate. So just a little tidbit on that, but I just plan. And I know like if I'm in meetings from 8, because it's not uncommon for me to be in meetings from 8 till 8, I have 12-hour days, I just get my butt up at 5 o'clock in the morning, go to the gym, work out, get it out of the way in the morning, and come back. And there's just no excuses. You just suck it up. You just realize you're not going to get as much sleep that week, but you make it happen.
Awesome. Like I said, like you guys pretty much got that one done. For me, it's just cause versus effect, right? Like, are you going to live with the effect of your travel schedule and make every excuse in your life why you can't achieve your fitness results? Or will you live at cause and get all the great benefits that come with that? You know, being planning, being prepared, and living those results, like loving fitting in your clothes, loving having that lean toned muscle, loving your body, loving the life that you live, instead of always living in the excuse of it when you know what the truth really is. So, great points.
Also, another thing too, if you don't want to carry all your meals, or you have, like, I'm in sales, so a lot of times I have to entertain customers at night, is if you go to a restaurant, is just making healthy choices there, and not indulging in the wine. You know, and a lot of times,
good point.
Restaurants will do special things. Like, it's not uncommon for me to ask, like, I want grilled chicken and vegetables. It may not be on the menu, but, you know, they usually accommodate you.
I'm glad you said that, because I've went out with friends before, or I have clients of mine that say, oh man, you know, I don't want to ask them this, it's inconvenience, or will they really do that for me? Restaurants understand that there's people with special dietary needs, that they could spring an illness up or some other condition for them. So restaurants are prepared for these types of questions. So just ASAK, if you don't ask, you can't get, just ask them and they're happy to do it.
Right.
Kelly, got anything with that?
Perry nailed it.
All right.
She is the queen of travel.
Queen of travel.
Yes.
Okay.
Hashtag Alaska Airlines.
Yes.
We don't get paid by Alaska
We love
Airlines.
Alaska.
But if they do send us some vouchers, we'll be happy to plug them some more. But we won't talk about them anymore until they send those vouchers.
So the next question's from Lori.
Okay.
I hear about meal prep. What is it and how do I do it? Ask Kelly.
Yes. Meal prep is my favorite.
She's the meal prep princess. I mean,
am.
she even puts music on when she does it. I sit in a cave and I don't do anything. I think I might add music now that I know that. I didn't know I could.
Makes it more fun.
It makes it more fun.
That was this draining process that I had to do. But
No,
I'm going to add music.
You can dance around, chop up your chicken.
I don't know about the dancing part, but I'll add the music.
Okay, fair enough. So basically what meal prep is, you're setting yourself up for success. You're planning out your meals for a particular time. So for me, I do it for an entire week of my work week. So I can just grab my meals and I can go. So you figure out, do your macros, so proteins, carbs, and fats, put them all together in a container. So for me, as an example, I'll do 4 or 5 ounces of chicken, quarter cup to half cup of rice, and half cup of vegetables, and that will be one meal for the day. Now granted, I eat 5 to 6 times a day, so I will have multiple containers, but you're setting yourself up for success by planning those meals ahead, and that way you are not tempted because you're also full and don't feel like you need to grab that candy bar for some energy at the end of the day.
Awesome. I will say with meal prep, just try to keep it as simple as possible. People try to get sexy with their meal prep, meaning like they're like, oh, I'm going to have this meal with like lobster tail. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I'm going to have this meal with halibut.
Afford that.
I have lobster tail in my meal.
I'm going to have like halibut in this one, and lean ground chicken in this one, and ostrich in this one, and egg whites in this. What I've seen my clients... I'm just throwing it out there because this is the stuff that I hear. But just ostrich is a great meat. You should try it. It's very lean. Really try it. You know,
I will go out and try it.
You know, if your head's in the ground about ostrich, it's the other great white meat. Yeah. All right. I'm only funny when the camera's on. Just ask them. All right. So with that being said. Back to basics. Let's keep it simple. Yep. Like,
keep it simple.
Yes, kiss it. Keep it simple, stupid. That's right. So I would just like my breakfast for a whole 3 weeks till you have success. All egg whites. If egg whites your thing.
Boom. Done.
Chicken is your meal every day for lunch. And then the next meal after that's a protein shake. And then maybe the next meal after that is salmon with broccoli. And now for the people you're like, that's boring. But I got a little song for you. Boring, but I'll be fit. Boring, but I'll be fit. See, it's the basics in life that will get you the results that you want. It's I was at this seminar, and this doctor talked for an hour and a half on habits. And habits are doing the basic things exceptionally well. You want to have an exceptional health and fitness in your 40s, 50s, and 60s. I know that song was a little pathetic, but that song was to drive home a point. And I'm feeling a little snarky today because I'm on a diet and I'm hangry, okay? So with that being said, and I got to do my weight training later this evening, and I did my cardio this morning, fasted. Anyway, I digress, but habits are doing the ordinary things extremely well. I had heard a quote for you, not a lot of females out there, football fans, but I just want to drive home a point. John Madden, when he was a young coach, he's a Hall of Fame coach. He was in his 30s, and he was given the opportunity to drive across the country by his team, the Raiders, from Vince Lombardi, the king of coaches, the trophy's named after him. And John Madden got there. He's like, what the hell am I going to learn at this conference? But Vince Lombardi that day taught John Madden that he knew nothing about football. For one whole day, Vince Lombardi talked about one play, and it was the power sweep, and it was the one play that Vince Lombardi diagrammed 1,000 different ways, but they executed that one play perfectly, and they ended up winning the most championships during that time frame than any other team. You want excellence, you do the basic things over and over, and you get excellent results. You fit in those pants, you wear the dress that you want to wear, you get the compliments from your husband, the loved ones in your life, and you become a great example for your family. So that song was to entertain you and to drive home the point when maybe you're thinking this is boring, just sing yourself that lovely little tune.
That's right.
Or you can do spices. Spices make it a little less boring.
Yep.
I always mix it up with spices.
There you go. Sorry for the hanger. You can leave a comment if you're upset about that. Anyway, spice is a good point.
Yes.
All right. Did we hit enough about meal prep?
I think so.
All right.
Okay, so next question comes from Kristen. My legs are getting soft. What can I do to get them tight again?
Lift weights. That would be number one thing. You probably are seeing some leg softness, probably because maybe you're doing long, steady state cardio.
Yeah,
we just did a segment on that.
And it's coming out soon, so you'll see it.
It's a good one. So no, I think honestly it's to build some muscle up in your legs. So two things. Build muscle and then lose fat. And so you're going to lose the fat, by adding some cardio in there as well, but also nutrition. So I think it's kind of multifaceted there. But, you can't spot reduce, but you can definitely build up the muscle, control your diet, do some HIIT training. That will be good, yeah, to lean them out.
How about you?
Perry hit it right on the head.
Any little details that maybe someone's like, oh, there's got to be another secret?
There is no magic pill.
What exercise have you found that really toned your legs up? There's no magic pill.
There is no magic pill. Several.
Only for Jack and the Beanstalk.
Several. Squats are very good. You can do body weight squats. You can do lunges. Mm-hmm. Lunges are very good.
All kinds of lunges.
All kinds of lunges.
Walking, forward, back, side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can do use the hamstring curl machine. That's good. You can do
leg press.
Smith
machine.
There's so many.
Smith machine, you can do lots of great stuff with. I like
so
the Smith
basically,
machine.
every leg exercise machine in the gym in your body. Mm-hmm. Your body is the ultimate machine. Body, you guys hit it all there. Yeah, it comes down simple. You got to stimulate those muscles. You've got to be in a calorie deficit, and you got to be taking in enough lean protein to repair and recover those muscles. You guys hit it all in the head.
Okay. So the next question comes from Rachel. Is it Rachel?
Yeah, Rachel.
Rachel, okay. How do I lose my belly fat?
I think you hit it. No spot reduction.
Yeah, you cannot spot reduce at all.
So thousands of crunches aren't going to help. Long state steady cardio, it's going to help, but it's not the number one thing because it put up a lot of cortisol by doing that.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of that, when I hired my trainer, one thing that he did tell me that hinders fat loss is two things, and specifically one is stress, the other one is alcohol. So when you take that drink of alcohol, just know that for the next 3 days, your body is not burning any fat. So we want to try to stay away from alcohol. I mean, everybody would like to have a drink every now and then. I mean, I enjoy that when I'm not on prep, but it's important to realize that alcohol and stress are a detriment to body fat.
Yeah, and the cortisol does go
Yes.
right to the stomach.
Right.
Right to the stomach. Yeah, so cut out the alcohol, cut the alcohol down, and cut down the stress. What are some good stress relieving tactics? I know this is Brian's question. What you use to keep yourself in check?
Yoga. Yoga's very good. Meditation.
Just like deep breathing, you know, like if you feel yourself get stressed, or I do, sometimes just taking some time there to just kind of deep breathe. If you haven't mastered like meditation, that's good. Or just doing some fun things too, like getting outside in nature for me personally.
Yeah.
Taking a walk by the lake, you know, with my kid. So
For me, stress can catch me pretty quickly. Like I could be in a good groove, but I could also, when I'm in a good groove, get complacent and allow little things in my day to stacking that, and it anchors in these negative emotions, frustration, whatever, stress. So I think what helps me is every day starting with gratitude, and I post that on my Instagram, is being obsessively, overly into gratitude. And I know people are like, gratitude this, gratitude that, but for me to serve at my best, I have to be in a place of gratitude and to eliminate stress. So a lot to be grateful for. I mean, every day you're above ground and you have your family's alive and healthy and well, and your friends are healthy and alive and well, realize that day's a gift. And I think if you have that perspective, you can eliminate that stress, eliminate that belly fat because of the stress, but that gratitude, attitude of obsessive gratitude. And like, there's only good days or great days because you're alive. You don't have an illness. Your family doesn't have an illness. You're well. Right. So obsessively compulsive, if you're going to have any disorder, one of gratitude.
good point.
Okay, this next question comes from Lisa. How do I get my arm batwings gone?
I mean, it's kind of along the same lines with the leg tightening and the belly fat. You know, I think you just have to lift weights and watch your diet. Again, there's no spot reducing. You know, if you look at pictures of people who've lost weight, a lot of times they have the same shape. They just kind of shrink, and it's the same shape afterwards.
That happened for my show. Like my weight went from like 185 to 165, but I looked exactly the same but weighed less.
Just like miniature version.
Yeah, it was weird. But like if I lose muscle, I'll end up being heavier, but it's like same size. It's weird. It's weird look. But it's no spot reduction. Stimulate those muscle groups, triceps, biceps, and then good solid nutrition, and take progress photos of those areas because you're gonna notice that, so you can stay obsessively grateful about the progress that you're making and not getting overwhelmed that you don't have the bat wings. So those would be mine. Any tactics that you use? I use giant sets, saves time, and really challenges those muscle fibers, because a lot of people do straight sets, and a lot of the programs you see online are all single set exercises.
Explain what giant sets are to people who may not know.
Yeah, so example, a straight set is just like, say you do a barbell curl, you rest a minute, barbell curl, rest a minute. Giant sets is like you take 4 exercises of the same muscle group, so say a barbell curl, a hammer curl, alternate dumbbell curls, and a cable curl, and you do those exercises back to back to back to back. What you're doing is you're taxing all different types of muscle fibers, and you're challenging the endurance of the muscle group. You're stimulating all those muscle fibers, so that way you're forcing an adaptation. The reason why arms don't change a lot of times, or arm bat wings don't go away, is you're doing the same routine over and over. Straight sets, too much rest, not challenging your muscles. Giant sets, drop sets, maybe like we showed in a video earlier, where you're doing cable curls, and then you drop the weight down. You do 10 cable curls, you drop the weight down, 10 more cable curls, drop the weight down, 10 more, rest 30 seconds, do it again for 3 rounds. And I think trying those methods of of giant sets and drop sets and supersets, 2 exercises that are the same muscle group back to back, they're going to challenge you and get arms like these ladies because that's what they've been doing. And you can do it, and you can see huge progress in as little as 6 weeks. Right. So get that nutrition in check. Get the resistance training. Focus on that muscle group once a week for 4 to 6 weeks. Take your progress pictures. Do a measurement, and you'll be happy with that.
Okay, last question we have is from Brittany. I lost 15 pounds fast, but seem to level off and not losing weight anymore. How do I jumpstart it?
Good question.
Deep question.
It is a deep question.
And far too often, that is when people quit. They have the easy gains, and they're like, I'm smooth rolling.
Right.
But like, what got you from first grade doesn't get you to second grade. What second grade doesn't get you to third grade. It's like, same thing with fitness. That metaphor is you're always having to graduate and challenge your knowledge and challenge your body to graduate to the next level of fitness.
Right. So I think there's a couple things that you need to look at. I think one obviously is diet, because diet's going to be key. Maybe you've been on the diet for a while and it's just your metabolism just isn't working with that anymore. So you need to kind of change it up, whether it's maybe increasing some protein or taking some carbohydrates out of your diet, decreasing your fats or increasing your fats even.
Yeah, especially if you've been really strict.
Right.
You know, you may want to like reset your metabolism by having a cheat meal of some sort. And then just tagging on to what you're saying, not just nutrition, but working out. Like if you've done the same type of exercises for a while, your body's going to hit a plateau. So you need to change that up and challenge it differently. Unfortunately, our bodies are very smart, so they adapt rather quickly. So
I have a big one. I actually seen this with 2 clients here at Boomer Fitness that they set a super big goal. Like this, maybe you set the goal for 15 pounds and their goal was like 50 pounds or their goal was 75 pounds. And then they lost the weight. What ends up happening is then there's a lull because it was like this big thing.
Right.
I mean, and then you're kind of like, and they've lost their motivation and they're not willing to put the work in. So I would say if you lost the 15 pounds fast, I would say check your motivation because if your motivation's not there, you may go through the motions. You may just walk on the treadmill. You may just do the dumbbell curls, but you're not using different weights. You're not doing the drop sets. You're on your phone for texting your friend, checking out the coolest thing on Facebook. Whatever it is, recheck your motivation, check your big goal, and find something to re-engage you into that process so you're not feeling bad about leveling off. You're challenging yourself in a way like, okay, I want to take on this new routine. I want to take on this new meal plan. I want, and then commit to it. Because you can tell me all the things you want, but you won't get to what you're committed to. So commit yourself to a big goal, re-engage yourself to that purpose of why you want to do it, and follow what these 2 ladies said.
Yeah, and keep in mind, like especially if you have a lot of weight to lose, the weight will drop off quickly or easier, I should say, but the closer you get to your goal weight that you want, your body fights back. So you have to work twice as hard to lose 5 pounds than you did the first 15, for example.
You guys are competitive. You guys compete, and this is something that's really needs to be shared with this goal. It's like you guys grind, do all these workouts and diet, and you guys have to do all the little things to get the big result, right? Of the 20-pound weight loss. But then when you weigh in after that 1 week, you've lost what, half a pound to a pound. And that's huge, right?
Right.
Oh, that's huge then.
Because like then when you go the next week, because what happens is you're so into it. Like this person's probably so into it, right? They're like, I lost the 15 pounds and now they're leveling off. But like you guys are so into it, you lose a half pound. You're so into it, you lose a half pound. You're so into it, you lose 2 pounds. And that's 3 weeks gone by with exponential effort put forward to lose that, right? So what ends up happening though is by you're in it every day, you have to have that long-term vision that half a pound's okay, 1 pound's okay, half pound's okay, 1 pound's okay.
Absolutely.
Because when you get to that 12 weeks, you've lost 12 pounds, but that significant work produced that significant result that you wanted.
And also, I'm just assuming this is like 15 pounds of fat. Like you also have to take pictures too, because especially with a lot of your clients, in these boot camps you do in the Game Changer group.
Yeah.
It's like,
holy cow.
They may have not lost a pound, but they've lost body fat.
Yeah. We saw in the Game Changer, a lady lost 7 pounds. Her body fat percentage went down, but her scale weight didn't change. But then when you looked at the picture, she was a totally different person, and we explained that to her. And then the other part of that is you've got to put your expectations against you, right? That's what the picture is, because she had an expectation of a magazine picture of this model doing this, and then she has that picture in her mind of that's the result she wants, but worked for that result and achieved a great result from where she came, but it's not meeting that expectation because she's not this.
Right.
But she killed it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So appreciate your progress with your pictures week to week to week.
Yes.
Cool. Any questions you guys have?
I don't think so.
No
we're
questions?
good.
I don't have any questions. So thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, send an email, leave a comment below, YouTube message me. If you want to find me, you can find me website, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. I'm everywhere. So send me a message and they'll be more than happy to answer. I would love to hear what you liked best about this video. So down below, you'll see a comment section. Just leave your comments, and I want to thank you so much for the comments you've been leaving me over the months, and I've been getting back to filling those out. Also down below in the description box, you'll see a link, and in that description box with that link, you want to click it, and it's going to take you to another page where you're going to get 4 free workouts. To get those 4 free workouts, you just have to enter your email address. So go down below, click the link, and we're going to get you those workouts right away by entering your email address. Also, down below, make sure you click the subscribe button so you get updated when we release all this great content. So thank you again for tuning in. Thank you so much for your comments. Go get your free workouts, and you guys make it a great day.